really rocks the mid game. It's just not that good in the beginning and the end of the game. But yeah, very good shadow transformation there. The Ivy does manage to dodge. Will she be able to survive
I think the
there?
Ivy dies to the Yamato. She has a bomb on her.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's dead.
Are you tired of the same 12 heroes being played in every Eternus game? No more! Alternus Eternus! Top tier games with wonky rules? Now here! Today's challenge?
Alternus, everybody. But it is ability draft. Didn't you just do this a couple days ago, Gluten? Are you out of ideas? Is this channel cooked? No, not at all. It turns out Hydra Nation saw the video and they're like, Gluten, we really want you to do this thing with you. We want to do another ability draft. And I searched far and wide to try and find a team of equal worth, and I did find it. It is Wick's team. Wick is, of course, a channel regular, and God, are we gonna have to restart here? So yeah, what happened was that sometimes when you do change teams, you start with 800 gold.
Give me a second. I have an idea. Actually, no, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, anyhow, we're gonna tell you again. But anyhow, Hydra Nation was like, look, we want to really do this ability draft. Wick apparently has a new secret team that still doesn't have a game. Still doesn't have a name. That's what they're called, Friends of Gluten Snake. And he was like, yo, I'm so down to do this. And these are some top players. They've definitely played for a couple of these events. So yeah, One Lead, Mari, Wick have been in many events. I think Oki was also in one event, in the Great Talon one. But yeah, these guys, Friends of Gluten Snake, certainly. And we love them for it. But yeah, it's ability draft, 2 teams, all E6s, one of them the best team in NA maybe right now. The other one's certainly a contender for the top role. And we're gonna see if they're good enough at ability draft. So I'm gonna quickly introduce the casting team. It is Akers, who just spoke.
Hello.
Hello, and Brett is on observing duty, as always.
Yo.
Okay, so what are we gonna do before we actually talk about what the hell is happening? Is we're gonna go and do a rundown of all of the skills of everybody without analyzing them, just so you know what the hell is going on. So we're gonna start with Sinclair. Sinclair has Jin's Mark, Sinclair has Smoke Bomb, Sinclair has Ava, and Sinclair has Stormcloud. Next, please. Warden has Essence Bomb, Rabbit Hex, Stake, and Audience Participation. Maurice has Flame, Kinetic, Kudzu, and Return to Shadows. By the way, I'll explain later. Anyhow, Geist has everything that enables her to survive for ages. Sticky Bomb, Project Mine, Time Wall, and Spirit Lasso. And of course, Grapple, Flying Coke, Napalm, and oh god, what the hell is happening? Yeah, Medicinal Spectre, Cube, Frozen Shelter. BBD Boopity has Scorn, Stone, Last Stand, that's gonna be fun. Ivy is Grapple and Shadow Transformation. Viper is Watcher's Covenant, Crow Familiar, Slither, and Bullet Dance. It works really well on Viper. Shoulder Charge, Flying Strike, Burrow, Goo Ball. And of course, McWinnis has several charged abilities and Death Slam. So, we go through all the abilities, and there's so many combos in them that if we just spend like 5 minutes analyzing McGinnis alone, we would just, lose the rest of the game. Does the animation look really funny on the McGinnis? It looked hilarious.
What, with the charge shot?
Yeah. Anyhow,
Yeah.
what stands out to you as like the one hero you want to talk from Hydra Nation? I'll tell you about the one hero I want to talk about from Sapphire, but yeah.
I think this standout hero during my testing was Yamato, because Yamato's build is really interesting. With Lasso, Yamato was able to lasso the enemy and then use Project Mine to teleport with the enemy in hand. And Yamato was also able to place down like Time Wall, and is also able to place down Bob while they're lassoing.
Yeah.
So Yamato is just going to be this incredible pick character.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, BM happening already. Yeah. But to me, the one character that I really like from the Sapphire team has to be Abrams, and we look a little bit at that Abrams, who drafted the Viper. But yeah, Abrams has several abilities that will only make sense once Goo Ball is enabled. So once Abrams gets Goo Ball, he has the ability to tether into an enemy and reach out to him. He has the ability to use his flame dash. And he also has the ability to get Burrow, which gives him, what, 92% spirit resist, was it, Brad? Is it bullet resist?
I believe
It was
92%
92 bullets and like 76 spirit.
Oh yeah, so basically, while he's in Goo Ball form and Burrow form, he is immortal. So yeah, I really like the Abrams build. I think it's still a standout build. But all of these characters have weird combos. For example, Ivy. Let's talk a little bit about Ivy. Ivy is also a really big favorite of mine. Of course. There's like battles happening everywhere, so it's difficult to talk. But he has grapple. Now, Ivy with grapple is instinctively very good. You get to reach out people. She has a good gun. She's a very good duelist. But what grapple does is gives you +6, I think, to your bullet damage. And then full auto gives you +6 spirit to your bullet damage, right? Something like that. But yeah, so essentially Ivy's bullets will hurt a lot. And Ivy can shoot bullets very, very quickly. I mean, what is that damage? Damage for the Ivy.
I feel Ivy is going to be their team's main damage dealer. Maybe as well as Viper, because I do think Viper's Bullet Dance is also a standout option, because Bullet Dance gains a, by base 6 extra bullet damage and 4 with tier 1. So Viper is already going to be dealing like 400, 430 DPS just in that bullet dance if they put 1 point into it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do want to talk also about those Malice stacks, just to get a little bit more stacky. See, this is like one thing about ability draft. To me, it sounds so intuitive that you would press that Malice stack at some point. But you just don't, because you've never played Ivy with freaking Malice stacks. So it just is like, you have to get into the mentality of the characters. Anyhow, Hydra Nation does already have a very significant early lead of about 10k. They're certainly bruised the walkers too. Is this just skill diff occurs, or is it some sort of early draft advantage that the Hydra Nation had?
Possibly, but you have to consider that Hydra Nation just has a lot of early game power. They could be a skill diff, but their ability drafters are so potent. Especially a notable one is also Shiv, where Shiv has grapple arm and soul exchange. So Shiv is basically able to just grab you, debuff you, and then kill you. Because you get grabbed, you get swapped, you get napalm.
Yeah.
And then you just can't do anything about it because you just cloaks away.
Yeah, it's we're gonna see all of these combos in live action. I do already see the unfamiliarity of some of these skills is affecting the players, but yeah, we're gonna see how this whole game evolves. I think so far it's been very, very interesting. Oh god, look at this. Yeah, like the most hilarious thing for me is just seeing the animations. You're like, okay, I'm gonna see this calico swipe coming from the Geist. And you have to be like, because when you see a guy at low health with ult, it's like the most horrible thing ever to just approach her. You want to kill her from a distance, you want to stun her, you want to like Shiv killing blow her if you have to. Ooh, very, very nice ult there. That works out very well. And yeah, so this is like, I want to talk a little bit about base characters, right? Because, you know, the skills are all different, so you care about characters and their guns. And one character I really don't get from Hydra Nation, and I'm hoping for some perspective on it, because he's 11k, is that Sinclair. Now, in my head, Sinclair is a very strong gun, but it is a very slow gun, and certainly one of the worst things I would say about Sinclair in a normal game. Like, nobody's like, oh, I play Sinclair for the gun. Everybody's like, oh, I play Sinclair for the Rapid Hex. I play Sinclair for the Old Steel. And this Sinclair at 11k with one of the worst guns in the game is just surprising me a little bit. What do you think?
I think the Sinclair pick was picked just because he has so much range on his gun. If I remember correctly, he has one of the highest range stats on his gun in the entire game. I believe it's only rivaled by Vindicta and Geist.
No,
Really?
it's the highest in the game. It's higher than Vindicta's.
Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, yeah, that made
Yeah,
me
I just
think like
checked
a
the
long
stats,
range
and
choice.
it's tied with Geist Gun for range. So I feel that might be why they picked it up, because it's just a very, very good range gun.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, it's certainly gonna be quite a game to see all of these characters develop. And I do want to talk about this Dynamo, this heal bot Dynamo, though, a little bit. Like, he has not three, but 4 healing abilities. And he can also act as a tank. He's gonna be immortal.
Yeah. I think Dynamo is going to be really helpful for sustaining their, like, Bebop and their Abrams. They're big tanks.
Yes.
Because Bebop has, I believe that's 2 max HP per second heals. And then on top of that, he has Cube, and on top of that, he has Frozen Shelter. So he's just able to walk up to one of his tanks and just pop 1, 2, 3, 4, instantly heal him to 4.
Yeah, like, so we talk a little bit about, in normal Deadlock, right? We talk about this idea of techs against a character. For example, one of the best techs that you can get against an Infernus, as an example, right, is debuff removal, right? Or one of the best techs that you can get against a Shiv is slowing hex, right? Now, these techs aim like only at one part of their build, or 2 parts for a Shiv or slowing hex. Oh, that was like a funky little grab. But anyhow, Dynamo could be denied with a heal bait. Having all the heals in one character means that he's just gonna have a lot less heal happening, right? Well, I guess not heal bait. Heal bait's wrong because he's healing other people. Actually, I don't know how I don't know how healing and heal bait works when somebody else heals you, right? Like, if I'm a Dynamo and I have heal bait, is my healing reduced or is all healing reduced?
I believe how it works is that the person that has the heal bane applied to them takes less healing, but if the caster also has heal bane, then they deal less heal.
Yeah.
If I'm reading the healing effectiveness stat right.
Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, having all of your heals on one character, and I mean, this is why Deadlock doesn't have like true support characters. All like every single support character in the game can be played as a damage dealer. Gun Kelvin is a rather famous build. McGuinness, of course. Ivy is very, very famous for it. And even Dynamo has a very powerful Stomp build, which really rocks the mid game. It's just not that good in the beginning and the end of the game. But yeah, very good Shadow Transformation there. The Ivy does manage to dodge. Will she be able to survive there?
I think the Ivy dies to the Yamato. She has a bomb on her.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, like, this is going to be a really big problem, just removing the mental associations you have with certain characters. Like, if a Yamato approaches you, your biggest concern is certainly not, oh, I'm going to get bombed right now and die in 3 seconds. Okay, I want to see this goo ball. This goo ball is going to be a big problem. I mean, look at how much damage he's dealing.
Yeah, and he's already dealing all this damage without having tier 3 goo ball. And tier 3 goo ball is going to be this Abrams' big, big power spike, because once he gets that tier 3 goo ball, he's going to be able to burrow in goo ball, he's going to be able to flying strike out of goo ball, he's going to be able to shoulder charge goo ball. And yeah, I believe I called it in the testing we were doing, but I think the Abrams might go for an Echo Shard charge once they get that tier 3 goo ball. Just because having 2 charges is so powerful for goo ball in the testing.
Oh, this is another one of my favorite combos. It is, of course, Viper with Viper's ult. So, for people who don't know, Viper's ult, his ult scales with your gun velocity. So, for example, if somebody like Magic Man steals it, it's not going to do a lot of damage whatsoever because you do not have your fire rate, right? On the other hand, if you have a character like Viper, Viper can deal so much damage with their ult. But yeah, this is not a very good position right now for Sapphire. They are certainly behind. Urn has been picked up by Amber. It is not looking great, so to speak.
Yeah. One thing that I will note is that with characters like Geist that have a weird ultimate like Killing Blow, special effects of abilities, I think Killing Blow is the only one that has this issue right now. But abilities that have a UI element do not appear. But rest assured, Geist is still getting the rage damage and speed boost.
Oh yeah, almost certainly. I'm just very, very curious to see what Sapphire has in play here. I think they do have some excellent late game skills, but they need to get to the late game, and right now they're 40k behind,
Yeah.
which is not a good situation to be in. Their farm is also being completely obliterated. Ivy is attempting a counterattack here, though. She can do a lot of damage quickly.
Oh,
Of course, the lasso
and she
comes
gets
in.
lassoed. I think that's
forces
the
spirit
death.
transformation. But yeah, that should be it. She's just gonna
Yeah,
try
she
to
has a
trade.
bomber, and yeah, she dies.
I
I
get
think they
5,000
just-
spirit. I think she's saving for something. I don't know what that is. Hopefully not glass cannon. I think thinking glass cannon here is a bit ambitious to say the least. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
this is
all
not looking
Sapphire
good.
needs to do right now is they just need to play more careful. They need to play closer to their base. They need to shove waves better. And they just need to be trying to, I think, take their farm. Because they're getting really out-farmed by Hydra Nation.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really big problem. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what the options are. I mean, certainly relying on Abrams is your biggest bet as the Glue Snakes Friends team. It's just Abrams has such a powerful game-changing ult, gives a lot of stun. He might get duration or something, and that could be enough stuns. I do say Amber is very light on stuns right now. However, Abrams does get caught out of position. Tether happens. Yeah, I think that is not going to be alive for much longer. However, there's the Bebop here.
You never know.
Oh yeah, I mean like
Bebop might be dead, actually. Yeah,
Yep.
he got stuck in the dome by the dynamo.
yeah,
and
the
it
Dynamo
killed
died and he
both of them.
couldn't cancel the dome, sadly. And there goes the Abrams. Yeah, it's a very tough situation. It's a little bit of a downward spiral. They're 45k ahead at this point. Ivy's still aiming for the walk, still trying to get that flex slot. Very ambitious, but she can probably get it right here, right now.
Yeah.
Is she gonna be able
She
to
does a
survive
lot of
against the
damage.
Yamato? Yeah, I mean she is currently right now the sole lead. Ivy is the highest of their team and is only slightly higher than the lowest. Yeah. The struggles
I
of
think-
fighting against the freaking paradox.
You mentioned that Ivy was saving a lot of her money for a big 6K.
It was
And
Ricochet.
I do see an item. It's Ricochet, strangely enough.
Yeah, I mean
Do you think that's the right play? I don't.
Okay, so here's the problem right now. You don't have a way to deal a lot of damage to the team. You have Goobo to be able to stun them. Ivy on Ricochet makes sense. It's a bit of an ambitious pick, I would say. Not like my first pick. I don't even know what my first pick would be. Maybe like Lucky Shot or something. But Ivy on Ricochet makes sense if your goal is, okay, we're going to have to get into base defense pretty shortly. They're going to have a very good position. We should be able to defend there. And I mean, Ivy just does a lot of damage already. With her grapple, with her bullet. Yeah, Ricochet probably not the best pick, but correct enough.
Personally, I think what I would have done in that situation was I would have either gotten a burst fire or weighted shots, and then I would have fought a escalating resilience. Because Ivy's incoming damage over the past 10 minutes has been overwhelmingly low.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about what we have. We have bullet, some spirit, light. Yeah, we have a good mix from both teams. Certainly no team is like, oh, very heavy on bullet. But yeah, it's gonna be a very tough siege to defend here. You don't have a lot of like the traditional siege defend elements. McGinnis with Lash ult, certainly the possible savior here. But like, what are you gonna do? You're 5 players down, 6-1 gonna die right now.
The Abrams is back up, but Abrams does have tier 3 goo ball, but Abrams is only 12k right now.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna be able to defend this.
yeah. I do think that right now Patron is at least down.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think
Patron goes down.
Yeah, I don't think Hydra Nation is gonna back up here. I think they're just gonna go straight for the Patron. They don't necessarily have the ult count to stay there, but I mean they have what, 50k? Doesn't matter. 60k now. God.
Yeah. They have
first big, however,
5 up,
first
they
taking
have
the armor.
redo. Oh, and that's the lash ult down.
Yes, that's very, very bad.
That might be game, honestly.
Yeah.
not having that last shot is going to be so detrimental to that fight. That was basically their Hail Mary here, because Hydra Nation is about 60,000 up, and all 6 of them are up. Wick's team is down 3, and I think that's the end of the game here.
I think so as well. Rip, GG. Hydra Nation wins.
Hydra Nation initially only agreed to do 1 game, but they had so much fun that they actually did 3 whole games, which will be uploaded in the coming days of the channel. Like and subscribe so you do not miss game number 2 and game number 3 of this Hydra Nation Bonanza. See ya.